Welcome to DML Discovery Metal Legion. Today we are doing the best metal albums of 2022 so far. We're finally gonna do it, guys. Yeah, it's been a while since I've uploaded, like 2 weeks I think. I'm pretty busy in my business at the moment. It's really hard to get those videos going, but of course there will be some content. There's a lot of content that I need to create. It's time to give you the best metal albums of 2022 so far. Now this is predating back to June. We're not doing anything in July. Now, all the albums I have mentioned within the Doom, Black, and Metalcore region of albums will not be featured on this episode. We will be focusing on bands that haven't been featured and that I feel that are the best metal albums of 2022 so far. All these albums that I'm going to mention on this video have not been featured in the best metal albums so far spin-off videos that I have created over the last few months. Before I start, pop your favorite metal albums down below. Remember my favorite black metal album of 2022 was White Ward. Metalcore was Caliban Dystopia. We also had Doom Metal, which was none other than Shape of Despair's album Into the Void. Death Metal, it was Immolation, Acts of God. So now all these albums that I'm going to mention have not been featured. I have talked about these particular albums in recent Discovery episodes, but I haven't featured these albums in the best metal albums of the year so far videos. So yeah, all these albums are going to be new, so let's get on with it. So pop your favorite metal albums down below. At number 10 is none other than Praying Mantis and the album Katharsis. We all know Praying Mantis is a legendary metal rock band, and they created a fantastic album this year. Enjoy the guitar work on this, great melodies, and the vocals are very good as well. It's more on a rock vibe, but it does have a metal punch to it. Long time coming is such a fun song, along with Closer to Heaven, Ain't No Rock and Roll in Heaven, Ain't No Rock and Roll in Heaven. Cry for the Nations is fun. Masquerade, Don't Call Us Now, The Devil Never Changes. I just really enjoy the complexity of this album. It's simple, but it's simple made. It's simple done right. It's great. It's great. But there are other heavy metal albums, in my opinion, that are slightly better than Praying Mantis. But yeah, this is one of my most playable albums of the year so far. So yeah, Praying Mantis, Katharsis sits at number 10. Coming at number 9 is Mass Worship and the album Portal Tombs. If you like dark visceral metal, you're gonna really enjoy this with strong vehement tone to it, and not to mention some really crunchy guitar work. It's got some doomy-laden elements along with sludge metal, but it focuses on the polyrhythmic sections, so you could say it's very similar to like a sludgy Meshuggah. And of course we're going to mention Meshuggah later on, but Mass Worship is punchy as anything. The vocals are very harsh and aggressive in tone, and not to mention the production is on point. You've got that really laden, doomy atmosphere as well, and great songs like Portal Tomb, Orcus Mouth with a layering of noise on it, but it works overall. And Dunes of Bones, Impera in the Halls, and Deliverance is just in your face and just really punchy in tone. This is why I like this album, because it's about 40 minutes and it doesn't overstay its welcome. It's just a spectacular LP overall, and it's one of the best albums that I haven't mentioned yet. So let's continue. Okay, so next up is Bloodywood and the album Rakshak. this Indian band really turned heads, releasing an album called Rakshak. They mix with alternative metal, new metal, and none other than metalcore itself. It's really hard, aggressive breakdowns, but it's just fun overall. And I just really enjoy the vocals on this, harsh and aggressive. There are some really nice rap parts, and it's just a fun album to sink your teeth in. Great songs like Machi Bazar, so damn good. Endurance, very fun songs overall. The riffs hit hard, they slap hard. They do have sort of a groove metal edge to it, but it more focuses on that new metal style. And yeah, this album can get quite heavy, and it's great with traditional Indian instrumentals, a little bit of a Bollywood flair to it. There's a lot of Indian culture on Bloodywood's Rakshak, but yeah, it slaps hard, this album, and it works overall. It is fun, it is just energetic. Of course, the rapping parts aren't that great in my opinion, but they really execute the melodies on this, and they really execute the choruses. So yeah, Rakshak, go check it out if you haven't checked out Bloodywood Rakshak. Okay, so next up we're talking about some Polynesian culture and mythology, and Taroki released a brand new album. This is their debut album. It is Marako Taroki. Now, in case you don't know, Marako Taroki was in my favorite April black metal albums of the year, and I really do enjoy. I just love the indigenous flair to this album. It's very atmospheric, some great guitar riffs, and the vocals are very harsh and aggressive, had that black metal aesthetic, and not to mention the drumming is spectacular. Such a finely calibrated album and a well-focused concept, but it has some very cool tribal vibes, which I dig, and it's just a beautiful, fluent album overall. It's got some great songs on it like Tahita Kika, and even the South title track is absolutely amazing. Songs like Tokururua and Tomo Dèhá to end off the album. Fun, energetic, exciting, in your face, but it has some very good black metal to it. Of course, it's got a few death metal aesthetics, but it really focuses more on that black metal edge to it. And yeah, really do enjoy Marako Taroki by Taroki. Okay, so next up is Porcupine Tree, Closure and Continuation. This wasn't featured on my best metal albums video, and I was cracking up, and shout out to Blackwater Russ that told me that Porcupine Tree finally released a brand new album, and I tell you what, this is fantastic prog rock mixed with metal. It's very hard-hitting riffs on this, and not to mention Steve Wilson's vocals are absolutely fantastic, smooth and angelic, but very cool melodies that do get stuck in your head. And I love the odd time signatures, the unpredictable moments you are getting. Great songs like Of the New Day, Rat's Return, Herd Calling is such a really fun and weird song overall. Big fan of Steven Wilson, really did enjoy his previous album, which was Future Bites. Future Bites does really grow on you, it really does, and I adore that album now. But songs like on this album, like Chimera's Wreck, what a masterpiece of a song that is. Just some great solos on it, just great guitar work, and it's got some heavier riffs on it, which you could say it's a sort of metal, but yeah, it focuses more on that rock aesthetic, that metal aesthetic. But I gotta put this in, man, gotta put it in, because rock belongs with metal, and this is fantastic. It's one of my most played albums of the year so far, and I absolutely adore it. Let me know what you thought about Porcupine Tree, Closure and Continuation. Let's move on. Okay, so next up is Hada Uber Alas! Kreator released a brand new album, Hada Uber Alas, in June. So this is a really good album by Kreator, not their best album. This German thrash metal band really play along with many other genres in their discography, like death metal and even black metal with Endless Pain. In my opinion, I feel that a few other albums before Had Über Alles was a lot better, was a lot more fluent, was a lot more solid than Had Über Alles. But yeah, this is a really good album, and in my opinion, Kreator don't make bad albums apart from Renewal. But yeah, Kreator, really solid LP. Had Über Alles, Killer of Jesus, Crush the Tyrant, Struggles of the Strong, Conquer and Destroy. Really some doomier songs like Pride Comes Before the Fall, especially that chorus. And Demonic Future, just really good songs. Very different songs by Kreator, like Midnight Sun, which has a Endorama vibe to it. But yeah, really good album by Kreator. And these guys are like late in their 50s and they still create solid albums like this. Had Über Alles is one of the best metal albums. This was one of my most anticipated albums of the year, and you know what? I wasn't disappointed. If I had to rank Had Über Alles by Kreator, I'd probably put it in the middle. It's not as good as Phantom Antichrist, Gods of Violence, or even like the Comb of Souls, or even like Pleasure to Kill. Nowhere near as that caliber. It's on a lower caliber than those, but yeah, really did enjoy Had Über Alles. Let me know what you thought about it. Well, coming up next is a man that works incredibly hard. He's released like 3 albums this year already, and he released one of the best metal albums of the year so far. He released Decadence, which was an amazing album, which was 2 songs. It was mainly black metal with a few dancey parts in it. Afterwards, the band released Averses. Yes, this is some great atmospheric, melodic black metal. It is absolutely brilliant, and you can tell he's been inspired by Burzum on this album, especially track 4, which is about 19 minutes, but it is just basically an ambient track. Dèhá has released like 26 albums, and one of my favorites is Of Fire Infinity, which is absolutely amazing. I will have to give you a Dèhá video one day. Maybe one day, maybe next week. I'm not too sure. But Averses is an incredible album. This is great black metal. It really is. Miss San's incredible, really, with a few spiraling guitar licks. Love the riffs on it. Love his vocals. I love when Dèhá just creates those black metal vocals that are so screechy and harsh. Believe it or not, he even created depressive suicidal black metal album called Contrast 2, and not to mention he's created some even funeral doom albums. He's also created like doom metal albums. Doom Youth, I think it's Doomed Youth. That's an incredible album, like a throwback to Black Sabbath days. Yeah, so Dèhá is such a talented musician, and yeah, I definitely need to talk to you more about this band, because they have released like 26 albums since like 2018, which is absolutely mind-boggling in my opinion. But yeah, every single thing he releases just turns into gold, and Averses is one of them, and I absolutely adore it. Some great atmospheric melodic black metal. If you like that stuff, if you like that Burzum-esque tone to it, you're gonna really enjoy Averses. Okay, so next up is Meshuggah, Immutable. Yeah, this album is overall a very good album, very solid album by Meshuggah, and this was the album that got me into Meshuggah, and I really do enjoy it. I love how progressive this LP is, and the vocals are very harsh and aggressive. Great songs like The Abysmal Eye, Phantoms, Ligature Marks. The instrumental, They Move Below, great instrumental that is. There are polyrhythmic sections. It is progressive, fun. It's a fun album, and past tense to end off the album is such a weird way to end off, but it works overall. It is a heavy, aggressive album, very similar to like Mass Worship, Portal Tombs, but yeah, it dials up the heaviness. It just works overall. So yeah, Meshuggah Immutable sits at number 3. Okay, so next up is probably one of the most catchiest melodic albums of the year, and it is none other than Impera by Ghost.
Searchlight, looking for the watcher in the sky.
Yeah, Ghost was definitely going to make it into my list because I love it. There's a strong replayable factor on this. It's absolutely fantastic. The vocal work is fantastic. I really love the guitar work on this and really enjoy the drums on it and just the overall atmosphere that Ghost provides. Kazarian's fun, Kazarian. Spillways, Call Me a Little Sunshine. It's so damn good. It's like a throwback to the 80s, like that Blue Oyster Cult sound, just fantastic. But it does play around with some heavy metal elements like in the 80s, and it's got some really cool riffs. Like Watching the Sky is so damn good. You wouldn't think this was released in 2022. The 20s was one of the most cheesiest songs I've ever heard, but it works overall and I love it now. Griffwood, Bite of Passage, Respite on the Spiral Fields. Yeah, really good album, really good. One of the best albums of the year, and this is why it's sitting at number 2. But coming in at number 1, the best metal album of 2022 so far is a heavy metal album. It is none other than Saxon, Carpe Diem. Oh, this album's fantastic, it really is. It's just a brilliant album overall. It's some great heavy metal. The vocal work is just superb on this. Biff Byford's vocals, just fantastic. Really enjoyed Nigel's drumming on this, and Doug Scarrett's guitar work is so damn good. Some great solos on it. The Pilgrimage is one of my favorite Saxon songs. I absolutely love it. Love the AC/DC vibes you're getting on the Pilgrimage. But then you got songs like Supernova, which sounds very similar to something out of like Judas Priest. Like, you can tell they've been inspired by a lot. But yeah, Saxon has been going around for years upon years, and they've been going around since 1979 when they released the debut album Saxon. And yeah, I tell you what, Carpe Diem is a phenomenal piece of heavy metal work in 2022, and I absolutely adore it. I love how catchy it is. I love how melodic it is. I love how fast and furious this album is. It's just a breath of fresh air. Saxon Carpe Diem deserves to be in the best number 1 metal album or genre metal albums list of 2022 so far. But is it my favorite metal album of 2022 so far? It is not. It is not. I would still say White Ward's album would be my favorite, but I just feel that Saxon Carpe Diem is probably the best heavy metal album of the year so far. It is phenomenal, it really is. And just to think that these guys are still going strong. I think the 24th studio album, it is mind-boggling. Yeah, Carpe Diem deserves to be in the number 1 spot. It is friggin' fantastic heavy metal. There's a few elements of thrash on this, especially through songs like Living on the Limit. Living on the Limit, so fast and thrashy and heavy. Cool melodic songs like Lady in Grey, All in One. Yeah, really good heavy metal. Go check out Carpe Diem by Saxon if you haven't already. So yeah, that's my best metal albums list of 2022 so far. Yeah, so join me next time as we discuss the best metal albums of July 2022. Might throw in another discovery. Also might talk about, like I said, I'm going to talk to you about maybe Dèhá, and I also might pump out a video about how great black metal was during the start of the pandemic in 2020. And finally, I will probably give you my favorite black and death metal albums of June and July of this year. So yeah, a bit more content coming your way. Also might give you an album ranking as well. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you thought about this video, and I will see you in the next one.